There's something I think we're all becoming aware of right now, and that's absolutely that we're living in a bubble, that we've always lived in a bubble. But the strangest part is most people don't even know it's there. The bubble's made of constant noise, constant outrage, constant fear, constant emergency. It's an algorithm fed reality. It's a manufactured distraction. It's a nervous system hijack. And inside that bubble, people start accepting things they would never accepted 10 years ago. They start calling cruelty policy. They start calling corruption strategy. They start calling oppression common sense. They start calling hate truth. That's how bubbles work. A bubble doesn't just block the outside world, it reshapes what feels normal inside. And right now, a lot of people are trapped in a bubble where wickedness is being normalized. And I'm going to say something plainly. What we're witnessing in Washington is not just politics. It's a regime energy. It's propaganda energy. It's a scapegoating energy. It's a domination energy. It's the kind of energy that always needs an enemy. And when people don't wake up, they become supporters without realizing it, or silent witnesses without realizing it, or exhausted, hopeless bystanders without realizing it. Because the bubble is designed to make you feel powerless. It trains you to believe your voice doesn't matter, your presence doesn't matter, your prayer doesn't matter, your focus doesn't matter. But it does, because every regime depends on something. It depends on people feeding it attention, fear, obedience, resignation, and hopelessness. That's the fuel. And if you take away the fuel, it starts to starve. So how do we bust the bubble? We bust it by remembering a deeper truth. We are not only bodies living in a country, we are consciousness living in a field. We're not only citizens trying to survive, we're creators shaping reality through focus, intention, language, and action. And the bubble hates that truth, because once you realize you're powerful again, you stop being easy to control. Here's how you break out. First, you stop treating abnormal wickedness as the new normal. This matters because one of the most dangerous things human beings can do is adapt to evil. That's how people survive short term and lose their soul long term. So when your body starts to numb out, or your mind starts to say, well, that's just how it is now, recognize that as the bubble talking and refuse it. Second, you stop feeding despair. I'm not saying ignore reality. I'm saying stop worshiping it. Stop staring at the monster like it's God. You can name what's happening without becoming hypnotized by it. You can be informed without being consumed. Because the regime wants you flooded, it wants you scattered, it wants you exhausted. Not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous when you're clear. Third, you reclaim the most radical thing you have, your presence. Presence is power. When your nervous system calms down, your mind becomes sharper, your instincts return, your courage returns, and you start making decisions again. You don't just react, you respond. You stop doom scrolling and start organizing. You stop arguing with strangers and start strengthening your real life connections. You stop fantasizing about collapse and start building stability. And here's the part some people don't like. Busting the bubble doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like you turning your phone off. Sometimes it looks like you refusing to repeat propaganda language. Sometimes it looks like you setting boundaries. Sometimes it looks like you telling the truth in a room that benefits from your silence. Sometimes it looks like prayer. And prayer isn't wishful thinking. Prayer is orientation. Prayer is how you arm your mind. Prayer is how you anchor your energy. Prayer is how you remember what you serve. Now listen to me. This wickedness will end. I don't know exactly how. I don't know exactly when. But history has shown us this over and over. Regimes collapse. They always do. Because they're built in fear. And fear is not a stable foundation. But here's what I need you to understand. When it ends, we don't get to go back. We can't return to the old normal because the old normal is what made this possible. The old normal was distraction. The old normal was apathy. The old normal was pretending things were fine while people suffered. The old normal was, it doesn't affect me, so it's not my problem. We're being initiated right now. And when the bubble pops, we're going to have a choice. We can rebuild the same system with a new paint job, or we can create a new normal. A normal where compassion is strength. A normal where truth matters again. A normal where people protect the vulnerable. A normal where we refuse to be trained into cruelty. And this time, the new normal cannot be passive. It has to be conscious. It has to be chosen. So here's your assignment today, if you will. Bust the bubble. Come back to your breath. Come back to your body. Come back to your people. Come back to your power. And start living the world we want is already possible. Because it is.